Hello everyone. Have a, have an announcement. I have something to talk about today. It's a thing that is concerns us, especially as the youth. It is something that we're going to deal with in the future. It's about demographic decline. So as youth, the future, we are going to deal with this issue. And the countries that are facing this thing are countries, developed countries. Some countries in Eastern Europe are not fully developed, but they are facing this issue because of immigration. The population of those countries are leaving, and they are giving more. They are giving less birth, or they are giving less babies. That is the problem. But the country which is much affected is in in East Asia. This country is South Korea. The population is aging and they are giving less babies. The problem is because people are living longer, and the women are working. It means the women are too busy working jobs in order to deal with the inflation. It means the life which is getting higher. Everything is getting expensive, and you need to have like two jobs or one job, but that job takes you much time in order to get like something to pay for your house or school for your children. Or it means to get the means of living is not easy. That's why these countries are giving less.
Have begun large-scale joint military drills, but behind the show of strength lies a growing concern. South Korea's military is shrinking. A new report warns that the country is short of tens of thousands of troops, not because of strategy or spending, but because of something far more fundamental: a collapsing birth rate.
South Korea has one of the most powerful militaries in the world. It's mainly for deterrence against heavily armed arch-rival North Korea and other regional powers. But South Korea is running short of troops. A new Defense Ministry report says it needs another 50,000 soldiers for full combat readiness. In 2005, the South Korean army had 690,000 soldiers. That's now fallen to 450,000 in 2025. In just the last 6 years, the population of 20-year-old men declined by 35%. Birth rates are falling around the globe, especially in developed countries. But South Korea has the lowest birth rate in the world. The high cost of living and lack of support for working mothers discourages women from having babies, despite government subsidies to encourage having children. South Korea's defense budget is larger than North Korea's whole economy. But with fewer and fewer soldiers, the future of its military readiness is in doubt.
Babies mean they have no time for taking care of the children, and they are choosing not to give enough babies. Let me give you the example of China. China had the one-child policy for a long time, and this thing now is touching their economy. It is now making them think twice about the aging population, because the population is aging and there are so many. It means there are almost 1.5 billion. You see, so there are so many people in that country, and if the population ages so quickly, it means the system, the welfare is going to be overwhelming, especially the pensions and the health care. And the system, it means the people who take care of the elder people, especially the sick ones. So the people who are working are going to be paying much taxes in order to take care of everything, because the people who are working, it means this money needs to be spent on these people who are older but not working. That is what is happening. And some countries, as I said, in
some countries in Europe who are facing
demographic decline are Lithuania, Latvia, Ukraine, Serbia, Bulgaria, Greece, Italy, and Spain. Some Western countries, some Western European countries also include Germany and France. also have aging population, though some have managed to offset population decline through immigration. It means they have used the immigration in order to deal with this issue. So many African youth, especially of my age, look ways of going to Europe in order to deal with unemployment, problems of security, because some countries in Africa, they are always at war, and that's why the people leave in order to go where it is safe, where they can work, where they can get educated. You see, some Saharan countries, nations like Niger, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Angola have some of the highest fertility rates in the world. The challenge is to manage this rapid growth to ensure social and economic development. Yeah, you see, the youth in South Africa, in Sub-Saharan nations like, as I said, Niger, Angola, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, these countries have many babies for every person. So the problem that they have, it is to educate these youths, to educate them, to give them what they need, the resources they need in order to grow up very well, and to give them even security, because some of these countries are at war with rebels like Boko Haram, like other many rebels that are harassing these nations. But they are giving birth anyways. So that is the problem which is going around the world now. So that is the future that the future that we have to that we are going to deal with. Those are the challenges that we're going to deal with as the youth. We are going to deal with aging population and the demographic decline. Other nations that are facing this issue are like Japan. Japan also is facing this issue because the people are working hard and they don't have much time to relax. I mean, they work in order to earn money, in order to spend it on, life is getting very expensive. And in other nations like the USA has managed this issue through immigration. You know what happened in these 4 years of Joe Biden? Joe Biden was intelligent, as I can say. When I say intelligent, he opened his borders in order to get more people. And these people who were coming, the majority of them were young. And these people are working forces. It means they're going to work for their country, and their country is going to, they got almost 25 million. That is a population growth in 4 years that no country can achieve. You see, as I'm talking about world leaders, if I say Joe Biden is intelligent, I'm not against any president in the world. I talk about Vladimir Putin, I talk about Kim Jong-un, I talk about Xi, I talk about Vladimir Lukashenko, I don't know, Vladimir Zelensky, Macron, Trump. I'm not against any president. I'm a journalist. I talk about these people because without them, there is no world. Without them, there is no that's why they are called world leaders, because they are leading the world. And if you don't talk about them, it means you are not in this world, because they are people who are shaping our world. You see, I like the approach of Russia when it comes to the population, managing the population crisis. They are promising mothers to give them more aid in order to give many babies as possible. So what they are doing in Russia, they are assisting mothers who are giving babies in order to deal with this challenge. Because in the future, we're going to deal with this thing. We are going to deal with the aging population. Canada too has been facing this issue.
For $1,200 to have babies. In a shocking new policy, the Oreo region has become the first to pay pregnant teens with no minimum age limit. Officials call it support, but critics call it reckless. With birth rates collapsing and hundreds of thousands of men lost to war, Russia is scrambling for solutions. From government-funded wedding nights to proposed baby-making breaks at work, the Kremlin is pulling out all the stops. But this is a strategy for survival, or is it a dangerous social experiment? Here's more in our next report.
Russia is racing against time to stop its population from plummeting. The government is now offering schoolgirls a one-time payment of $1,200 to have children. The controversial policy, first introduced in the Oriol region, extends an existing incentive for university students. But this time there is no minimum age. A pregnant schoolgirl, no matter how young, can now cash in. The move has triggered shockwaves across Russia. Critics fear the policy will encourage teenage pregnancies, trapping young girls in poverty.
The counterproductive desire to rejuvenate the birth rate in the provinces leads to absurd decisions. We have never seen such idiocy.
But the Oriol governor Andrei Klitschkov, the man behind the policy, insists it's about support. He also says over 40 Russian regions are adopting similar programs.
As for my personal attitude to this norm, it must be borne in mind that young girls in such a situation often make controversial decisions. And our task, since this has already happened, is to provide them with support, help save the life of the child and the health of the mother.
But as I told you, these countries are intelligent, they are open to immigration, they take more people, and they know how to integrate them in their societies, in schools, so they know how to let those people get used to their system, to work, to study, to get across their countries, and to help them do things that are impossible to do with the population that they have, because they are getting older and they want to rest. You know, they have been working. You see, people have been working for like 50 years. They have to rest. They have to get youth like you and I who can work and who can do what they were doing. And that's why it's important to have things like this, broadcasting, talking about things like this, because in the future people are getting older. There's TV that you see, the experienced journalists that you see on TV, I don't know, on YouTube, all are going to get older and they're going to be displaced. So if you don't learn things and skills, you'll see the future will be difficult. But if you began now as a young, when you do like 10 years in what you are doing, you're getting experience and you're going to be known around the world and you're going to be famous. That's why it's important to get in things. Thank you, everybody. It is not an easy thing to treat the aging population, but we're going to make it. And as I told you, there are world leaders who are focused on this issue and they're going to solve it. Thank you. Have a great time, everybody.